Hey y'all. So recording a video here on the meaning of a tattoo that I have that relates to like how I identify as far as what matches my identity the closest. And there's a little story behind it. I was told to keep this video under 5 minutes by a friend, classmate. So I'm going to try to do that here. So basically, I'll just get into it. The tattoo is one that my dad helped me pick out, and I asked him basically, of all the deities. So a lot of my tattoos are Hindu deities, and what was one that reminded, when he thought of me, he thought of the deity, or vice versa, And so he thought about it a little bit, and he came back with Narada is their name. So Narada, he was basically, so now I have some notes here I pulled up. I'll be staring at the screen really quick, but I want to spend the bulk of the time what it means to me, and really say these are the aspects that I relate to, because there's a lot of stuff here that if you read it, I think it could be kind of contrived, because it is a god and stuff. There's some godly traits that I certainly am an imperfect human. But basically, the aspects I think that that are relatable, maybe I'll just jump into that, are being like this storyteller who just carries news. He's supposed to be enlightened wisdom. I don't know that I'm enlightened, but or have wisdom. Maybe that comes with age, though. So I'm more enlightened now than I was, hopefully 5 years ago. So that's a piece of it, because I really relate to like this gathering of information. And so parts of that go, if you look at the video I made, I think 2 videos ago, on applying to 22 graduate schools, that's like how I make decisions. And part of that is also with my learning style. It's what's called, my school helped me kind of coin a word for it. It's a neurodiverse learner, which I think if anyone wants to use that, please use it. I think it's great when there's learning styles that are different, that are hard to explain, and and then from there it's a custom thing. And for me, I'm an experiential learner. There's other aspects to it as well. It is a real thing too, though, as far as like it's a block to me learning. So with that, though, I need to really gather a lot of information, and so that came about when I was applying to grad schools. Recently, it comes up. Anytime I have like a decision, it kind of comes up where I gather information. And in general, it's just something I do. And with that, and then Narada's like this too. He's able to share that that memory. They said he was eloquent, resolute, intelligent, things like that. And so these are things that maybe I have some of those qualities, but I think really the big thing was like the messenger aspect, and sharing information, not even necessarily creating stuff, but just the sharing of it, because there's so much out there. And I think just different aspects of like my career, hopefully that can be useful, being a therapist as well, as in my personal life. I think for me the biggest challenge is kind of learning to tone it back, and in the sense of, well, it's 2 things. So one is respecting that that's my process, that's who I am, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think like the universe brings you things according to like who you are, and accepting that and not shaming, because a lot of times I do see the world a little differently because of that. And we all process stuff, so I'm not saying like I'm super unique in that way, but just to the extent I've just run into scenarios like referring back to the 22 grad schools where I hadn't met other people. And I would even attribute some of that maybe to my isms, my addiction, being an alcoholic, even being sober. There's some of that, woohoo kind of stuff that goes on that is just real, as far as like having that kind of a personality that's like very enthusiastic, one focused. So I see him at 4-minute mark. I want to show the tattoo. I happen to be wearing a tank top. All right, so I guess I'm showing my tank top, but he's on my right shoulder here. So here's Narada. There he is. So yep, there he is with, I can't even remember what it is, if it's a sitar. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's kind of how I relate to my identity. One aspect of it, that's all that is. And yeah, thanks for watching and sending good energy. Peace.